guys, it is Magical Mandy, and I am here to do the 20 questions about your practice. I love these fun witchy tags. Like, they build our community. They're a way to get to know each other and make friends. And this tag was created by Matt at the Conjurer's Table, so check him out. I will link his site below in the description. So let's get started. Number 1, what is your spiritual practice and what inspired you to start? Whew, that's a good one. My spiritual practice is it's all about love. It's all about nature and learning about the abundant gifts that nature holds for us. I don't really label myself as a witch or my craft. It's close to like green witchery, except I don't have a green thumb. Like, I cannot keep anything alive except animals. But, so I don't really, I hesitate to call myself any kind of witch or my craft any kind of, particular, because I really don't fit into any. So it's just mine. It's just unique to me. And what inspired me to start? So I grew up, my grandma always told me she was a witch, and she would do grandma magic and all that, but it wasn't until I was an adult that I found out, yes, my grandma was actually a practicing witch. And so I wanted to honor her path, and just really infuse my life with the same kind of magic that she had. She was absolutely the most magical woman I have ever met. And so it's all about honoring her and her legacy. And I'm just kind of giving it my own twist. So let's move on to number 2. What have you learned most about your spiritual practice? Whew, the most. What have I learned? Okay, it all comes down to energy. Like, everything in the world has energy. It has its own vibration. And my witchcraft is it's about learning the types of energy and how to utilize it and how to work with it. So that's pretty much it. Number 3, if you could study another practice, what would it be and why? Okay, this is a good one. I am a certified crystal healer. I just haven't done anything with my diploma, because I just feel like there's not a need for it in my area, but it was something that I wanted to learn, that I've been curious about, and I'm so glad I did. But I think if I could, I would like to study Reiki and use Reiki healing with my crystal healing certification, and that would be something I would really like to study and learn more about. So let's see. Number 4, what do you find most challenging about your practice? The most challenging thing is all I want to do. I'm in that still, even after a year and a few months, I'm still, Briggs, he hit my cable. But I'm still in that new phase where everything is so exciting and I want to learn it all and do it all. And all I want to do is my magic, and I want to stay in my magic. But I have to do laundry and go to work and all this mundane stuff. And so that's the biggest challenge, is just balancing it and infusing my day-to-day life with magic, since I can't always just be right here in my magic room just soaking up the good vibes. I got to learn to take those good vibes with me and implement them in all aspects of my life. So that's the biggest challenge. All right, let's see. Number 5, if you have a significant other, do they know about your practice and what do they think? So yeah, I really didn't come into my witchy practice until about a year after my husband and I were married. And we've only been married just under, I think, May will be 3 years. So it's still relatively new and it's just great timing. I'm sure he's like, oh my God, I didn't sign up for this. Why'd she wait till now to spring this on me? But it's just my personal evolution and the way life worked for me and where it brought me. But he's really great about it. Like, I've gotten to where I'm not as secretive about it because it is like a vital aspect of who I am now. And he loves me and he supports me. And like now I've gotten to where I'll talk to him about it. And he's actually like, for someone who doesn't believe in all this woo-woo, he's actually like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, he's interested to learn about it. It's not something that I see him ever getting into, but like, he's happy for me to be on my path and to learn through me, and be like, oh, okay, that's cool. I could see that, So, I mean, he's good. He's supportive, and I'm comfortable with who I am, and I'm comfortable in our relationship, so I know I can share it with him. So it's pretty nice. It's a good feeling. So moving on. Number 6, what do you want to learn most about your practice? I want to learn how to really, like I say, with the energy and everything, I want to be able to really feel that energy and use it and infuse my spells with it, like through meditation or just charming. Like, I really want to strengthen that aspect. It's all about energy, man. So that's what it is. All right. Number 7, what other areas do you want to learn about? Everything. I want to learn it all. Oh my gosh, let me just take it all in. Like, even the things that I don't do, like, the more gray witchcraft and cursing and hexing and all that. Like, it's not something I really am going to implement in my practice, but I respect it, and I think in its way it is beautiful. And I want to know about it because there are times in life that call for that, energy and that kind of spellcrafting. And as a witch, I want to at least have the basic knowledge to where I feel like that is a part of my armory should it be necessary. Even though I hope I will never have to use it, I do want to learn about it. So, yeah, definitely the more gray, not necessarily the really dark magic, but, yeah, gray witchcraft. Like, just protecting yourself at all costs. Protecting your principles, your morals, your loved ones, what you stand for. Sometimes you have to get down and dirty with it. Sometimes it has to get ugly and messy. And I have to know about that in order to be prepared. Even though I hope, I never have to use it. So that is how I stand on that. Number 8. Yeah, number 8. What areas of your practice interest you the least? That's a good one. Probably, like, I base my magic on intuition. When I first started out and I was learning, like, how things are done, like, in ritual and everything, and I tried it, and because my witchcraft is so unique to me. Like, I'm a Christian witch, so automatically I'm not going to do a lot of the stuff that is prescribed, even though it's a deity. And, my deity can be substituted for, the god and goddess, that kind of thing. But still, there's just some things that I do differently because of my faith. So it's the ritual. Like, I would say I finally learned to just be comfortable with creating my own rituals, because it's all about my personal relationship with deity, my God, and how I implement, like, praise and honoring into my spellcraft and my rituals, it's unlike anything else. So I've learned and I've done the research, and there have been bits that do resonate with me that I keep, but pretty much I just make it up as I go, what feels right. I finally allowed myself the freedom to just witch my own way, you know, because I am my own witch. And so, yeah, my own rituals. And so I really don't have an interest anymore in how other people do their ritual, you know, because that's their path. That's between them and their deity or no deity. That's a person. It's a very personal thing. So I finally realized, you know, I can't compare my ritual to others, because, and nobody should. Like, if you're not part of like Wicca or things like that have a prescribed way of doing things. You know, if you're just doing it on your own and you're learning, you're solitary, whatever, you know, it's okay to go your own way. Your craft is your craft. So, yeah, that was a long drawn out answer. I guess I feel very passionate about that. So, number 9, what are the top 3 favorite books about your practice? So let's see. I'm going to move you over so you guys can see my bookshelf. There it is. It is a messy disaster, but I use it, so there's no way I could possibly keep it totally clean. So, of course, the first one, prescribed to me and everybody by Jen the Taxidermy Witch, is Scott Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. Like, and Jen says it, if you don't have any other, like, spell crafting book, this has all the information you need. This is the go-to. She calls it her Bible, you know, and it is. It's an exhaustive list of herbs and their magical correspondences, their folk names, gender, planets, everything. And let's see, the ritual uses, and in the back, like, there's like, it says feminine, masculine herbs, like health things. There's everything you need to know in here. Different names that, you know, we can call things. Like the bow tree is called the bodhi, the bottle brush is the horsetail, you know, that kind of thing. And it's got, it's got an exhaustive list of magical intentions. Like, if you want to attain beauty, it lists what you can use. If you want fertility, here's what all you can use. So this is an amazing book, and I highly, highly recommend it. Let's see, I hope it's in here. Yep, it is. So this was actually the very first witchy book that I got, the Grimoire for the Green Witch, and it is awesome. As you can see, I use it a lot. I've got my tabs so I can just go right to it, and I think I've said this in other videos, like I in my learning, how I learn is I just copy information. So pretty much all of the wonderful information in this book I have copied into my own grimoire that I can pass down to my grandchildren, and by doing so, that has helped me really learn the information. So I have my grimoire that is my keepsake for, you know, prosperity's sake for future generations, and I have this to really work with now. So you've got to get your hands on this. Yes, by Anne Mora. A Complete Book of Shadows. It's so good, y'all. So good. So one more. What would one more be? Like, there's so many. It's so hard to narrow it down. Crystals. You need a good crystal book. Those two really are mainly the ones that I love. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to go with this other herb book for now, just for lack of anything. It's really huge, and it was my mom's because she was studying herbs and everything, and it's got beautiful like pictures and everything. But I've noticed it actually doesn't have, as big as it is, it doesn't have a lot of the herbs that Scott Cunningham's book has. So let me erase that one, and let's just do like a good crystal book, because I am a crystal witch. As much as I don't want to put labels on my witchcraft, I do love crystals, and I work with them a lot. And I like this because it's color coded, as you can see. It's easy to use. I haven't really used it as much as I should, but it's Crystals by Jenny Harding. So yeah, let's say crystal book. Get you a good crystal Bible. All right, so let's go back over here. All right, so let's see what is next on the list. Number 10, what was your first altar setup? So, probably I would have to say my first one is my kitchen window. I just started, like even before I started my witchy path, I just started putting pictures and cross and pretty rocks and everything that inspired me while I was doing dishes or whatever. And since really starting on the witchy path, it's become a full-fledged altar. Like, here, I'll just take you and show you. Hold on. So pay no mind to the messy backyard. My dogs don't let grass grow. But you see I have my moon, I have my shells, my plants. This rock is what I really wanted to show you. That was my grandmother, who was the witch. That was her daddy's rock. From when he was, I think, a young man. And it sat in his windowsill above his sink. And when he passed away, I was about 3 or 4. And that's all I wanted. Like, we were able to go to his house, and my cousins, like, they wanted his Lego set that he kept under the bed for all the grandkids and great-grandkids, but all I cared about was that rock. And so it's super special. So that definitely stays on my windowsill altar. And I've got my crystals and pictures of my handsome husband. And please don't look at my dirty window. And then I confiscated my nightstand as an altar. And I kept it here for the longest time. And it took a little while for my husband to get the idea, like, not to put his wallet and the remotes and everything here, that it was sacred space. But I didn't have to tell him. Like, he eventually got the clue and respectfully, so sweetly started putting his stuff elsewhere. This isn't, now that I have my kids moved out and I have my whole magical room, like my actual like serious altar is in my sacred space, my magic room. But I still keep some magical items here just for inspiration, but it's not like my working altar. I have my black obsidian crystal ball, and there's my pendulum necklace. I'm such an organized witch, y'all. So my altars have evolved. I still keep my vulture culture pieces here, and so yeah. But now let me show you. But now, you know, I have my actual north-facing altar that I'm so proud of, and I really work with this one. And it just feels like such a reflection of who I am. I've got my crystal grid there, and look, it's a mess because my ferrets keep getting on it. And then over here, tripod, notes, but this is like my meditation altar by my little meditation chair. So I have a lot of different altars that I use, and of course my working altar. Such a mess, but it's useful. And so my altar situation has really evolved over time. All right, so moving on. Number 11, what was the first altar tool you purchased or received? So that one, hey Briggs. So that one would have to be my gorgeous selenite wand. I love it. I think it was definitely the first really witchy, crystal-y thing that I splurged and got myself. And I use it to draw down the moon. I use it to charge my other things. I feel like this is truly, truly an extension of my magic and my will and my intent. And it's just a beautiful thing. So I use it a lot. So that is a fun one. Moving on, number 12. Do you have a book of shadows? If so, describe it. Well, anyone who has watched any of my videos knows, yes, I have a book of shadows, and I'm the binder witch, and my book of shadows was, let's move back over here. My book of shadows was in this cute, it was in this cute, dainty little pink binder, like, I don't know, 2-inch? Yeah, and it quickly, like within 6 months of starting my witchy path, it quickly outgrew. So now I have had to move. This is just my crystal grimoire that I use just for crystals. And this is now my, which actually I think I need to switch it because the pink one's bigger. Right now I have in the pink one my kitchen grimoire, kitchen witch. Like, and this is like my general grimoire. I think it's a 3-inch binder, and it's absolutely massive. Look at all those tabs. And so, I mean, describe it. It's a glorious mess of inspiring, beautiful information. It's things that I've printed, things that I've written down, like pictures that inspire me. I have so many different sections like angels, astrology, chakras, hedge witchery, moon stuff, even though I have other moon journals and moon phase calendars that I use. I have a section for sacred geometry, like tea reading, storm witchery, scrying. It's in alphabetical order. I try to keep it organized. I guess that's the teacher in me. I have a whole section on, of course I do. I have a whole section on like animal spirits and animal energy, different spells and everything. So it just all goes in here, unless it's something like crystals that I'm like so super interested in and I had to make my own, you know. And then I have like my this one that I haven't started using yet, except I think I have my death oil in here. But this one is going to be, yeah, my war oil recipe. This one's going to be dedicated to, like, the gray witchcraft, just because I don't want that energy affecting the love and the light work of my others. So, and then I have a grimoire for my coven, and just all kinds of stuff. I have it all. Tarot. I have so much information, y'all. So much. But I don't want my grandkids to have the same problem that I have. Like, I want to honor my grandma's witchy path, but she literally left nothing. She took her secrets with her. And everybody who knows, like, they're in denial. Oh, she would never. She was a godly woman. Well, yes, you can be a godly woman and be a witch, you know. So anyway, I've had trouble getting my family to open up about that. So my grandma took her secrets with her, and I don't want to be that kind of grandma. I want my grandkids to know who I was and what my magic was, and I want to just infuse their life with magic if they want, if they don't, that's cool too. But they can't say I didn't give them the information. So, and boy, did I, in just a year. So imagine 20 years from now when they're like, you know, of an age, maybe 10 or so, hopefully, to really start caring, you know, they'll have a plethora and abundance of information. More than they can stand. So, anyway, yeah, I definitely have a Book of Shadows. Number 13, what content do you put inside your journals? So, I have 101 witchy journal prompts that I got from, Samantha Morel, is that her name? I have to link her below. I've linked her in a few of my other videos. I just wrote down all the questions that she asked, and I journal. Like, that is a fun way to really start, you know, journaling, because I've never journaled before. I didn't know where to start, and I did that to kind of prepare myself for shadow work. And it's just more fun than shadow work. Shadow work is challenging and it's gut-wrenching, and I have a shadow work journal, but I don't work in it as much as I should. I have a new moon intention journal that I write my plans for the new moon. I have my planner, which is kind of my Tune to the Moon planner, which is kind of like a journal. It has like a place for like dreams and stuff like that. I have a tarot journal. I have so many journals, and I really need to work with them more. Let's see. So number 14, where do you keep your Book of Shadows? So for the longest time, I was just doing my magic out of my bedroom because my kid was here and it was a mess, and I tried to keep it organized near my altar so it could soak up the good energy, but I was just so... It was tight space. So now I'm so glad to have my awesome witchy room. Let me show you. And this bookshelf, which I need probably 3 more bookshelves, you know, but I use the space I've got and I'm happy for it. So I keep it here, and then my altar, my working altar, is like right in front of it. So if I need something, I can just turn back and get it. And it's really, this has made the biggest impact on my magic. Like, everything is so much more accessible, and it takes less energy. Like, before I wouldn't want to do some magic because, I have to just gather everything and try to find somewhere to set it up. And now I have a whole room dedicated like to my magic. It's amazing. So I recommend, if you can carve out a little area just for your sacred space in your Book of Shadows, do it. It will make all the difference. So number 15, what do you do within your practice that is unique to you? So a lot. Like I said before, I'm a Christian witch. So my deity is God and Jesus, and man, instead of like using the elements, like I do implement the elements, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but like instead of like calling on spirit guides and that kind of thing and calling in the elements for protection, I just pray. I pray to God, and I'm like, you know, I want to do this work for you in love and praise and to honor you, and please protect me and protect my energy and what I'm doing here, and let it be blessed by you. So that's how I do it, and we'll talk about the elements in a minute because that is a question. So that's one thing that's unique to me. And also, I mean, animals, like, I don't know, y'all probably don't love all my animal videos. And I was discouraged for a little while because my animal videos, like, they don't get as many views. But then I realized, you know, I don't want to be so bogged down with ego that I'm doing this for the views, you know. I love animals, and they're a vital part of my daily life and my magic, and it's what I'm interested in, and it's what I care about. And yes, I want to make videos that people like, but I'm just hoping that eventually y'all are gonna start loving my animal videos, because I do it for me, because animals are amazing. They're amazing. And so I really infuse a lot of animal energy and everything into my magic. And I think that's pretty unique because, you know, I really, in our witchy community, I've really not seen another witch do that. At least not as hard as I do. Y'all look at Briggs. Aww. Look at him. And the train song. How perfect is it that it's train song time? Everybody stop what they're doing and listen to my dogs howl at the train. So how could I not infuse my magic with that awesome energy? Like, I'm an animal freak. It's who I am, and it's what my magic is all about. So, listen to the train song. Let's see. Number 16. What are your top 5 herbs, crystals, and oils, and why? Okay, so let's do herbs first. It is all about rosemary. You can do anything with rosemary. Rosemary smells heavenly. It's amazing. After that, I mean, I'm so basic. I'm such a basic witch. But of course it's bay. I mean, I use my bay leaves for everything, for protection, for, you know, writing petitions on. And I just love bay. Oh, it's amazing. And chamomile, I use in teas and for like vitality and stuff. And I really love daffodils. Oh my gosh, I love harvesting them and making tea. And they're amazing and they're everywhere. So that's 4. So I need one more. I'm just kind of spitballing here. Like, okay, I want to love mandrake. Like, I'm so obsessed. And I know it's a baneful herb, but to me it's so beautiful and so magical. And like, I do so much research and then all I get is like Harry Potter stuff. I don't want to know about the Harry Potter. That's all well and good, but like, I want to know like the real history. And like, I can't wait to get my hands on a mandrake. Oh, I'm gonna love it. It's gonna be amazing. So those are my top 5 herbs. Crystals. Okay. Do I really have to narrow it down to only 5? Whew. Moonstone. Moonstone is amazing. I really like, and I know a lot of selenite is really satin spar, but that's okay because it's just glorious. Like, it's beautiful, and I feel like it's powerful, and it's just, it has so many uses, and I actually have so much selenite. Like, I really have to tone it down, because every time I buy crystals, I buy a piece of selenite. And can one really have too much selenite? I don't think so. So moonstone, selenite, basic witch, I gotta say amethyst, just because it's so beautiful. And amethyst, besides clear quartz, I feel like amethyst is also like the rosemary of the crystal world. You know, they always say clear quartz is, because it can be used for anything. But I also kind of feel that way about amethyst in some regards. I just love amethyst. So is that 3 or 4? I don't even know. I love them all. I really love them all. Goodness. Black tourmaline is amazing. Dalmatian jasper is amazing. Could I really just, I can't narrow it down. I love them all. So I suck on that answer, but That's my answer. So, and oils. What are my top 5 favorite oils? Definitely, number 1 is patchouli. I love patchouli, and you either love it or you hate it, and you're either, as people say, a muggle. I don't really say that. I just say you're just stuck in the mundane world, or, you know, you're a hippie, witch, magical, and you just love the earthy, like dreamy, like astral, like it like, oh, it's just magical. It's magical, and it smells like the earth, and it's thick, and it's beautiful. It's the best oil ever. And then can I say rosemary? Like, I love rosemary the herb, and I also use a crap ton load of rosemary oil. Let's see, what else? When you get on here, like, your mind goes blank because you want to give the best answer, and it's just like, oh, I don't know. I do like, I like lemon a lot because it's vibrant and it's amazing. It's just like vitality and health and vigor. It's good stuff. Lemon. Goodness. Okay, I don't know. My mind's blank. So let's go look at my collection of oils and see which one I like. So don't get stuck on brand. Like, any brand is good. I'm not a brand whore at all. This is just what I use. But of course, you know, you have your lavender oil. I really love, did you know they have Palo Santo oil? I love diffusing it. Like when I do I do most of my rituals in the bath because I'm a Pisces, I'm a water witch. And so I can diffuse Palo Santos or sage to like bring in the grounding, the earth element. But ooh, let's talk about nutmeg. Oh my gosh. So, you know, you can mix the nutmeg and the black pepper, and you know, you're supposed to like have visions and everything. And it was like sacred geometry, like totally still in the real world, but just like sacred geometry. Superimposed over everything. It was pretty awesome. So, ooh, basil. I forgot about basil, you guys. So basil definitely got to be one of my favorite herbs and oils. So, yep, that's it. My witch's hat. I love it. My very contemporary and modern witch's hat. I would wear it every day if people wouldn't give me the look. I love it. So, number 17. What is your favorite witchy item to wear or piece of jewelry? So, during the fall, like, I wore this, like, starting in, like, late August, September, October, even into November. And then I started getting looks, so I had to quit. But, I still have it around, and you know, I can wear it when I want to. But I also have my amethyst bracelet that I got, and my aventurine, and it matches my tattoo. So pretty. I love it. And the amethyst was a friendship gift that I got for me and my girl Sadie. And then I have these rose quartz, glorious rose quartz earrings, and I wear them to work, and I feel so witchy. And like, I do not love heavy earrings, but I love the weight of these, like, because they remind me that they're there and they love me, and it's so witchy and nobody knows. So they're just amazing, and I just love the feel of them. And I have somewhere, like, I will take my jewelry off. When I was going to the gym, it was really bad because I put my jewelry in my gym bag and then it would fall out. And I hope that's not what happened. I don't go to the gym anymore, so solve that problem. I have a few others, but you know, it's all good. But I have a gorgeous Flower of Life pendant that I would wear like to coven meetings and out. Sometimes I would wear it to work tucked in, you know. because I'm a teacher, and but I've misplaced it for the last few months, and I looked everywhere so I could show you in this video, and yep, still gone. So I hope it will come back to me. If not, I hope someone finds it and loves it as much as I did. But in its place, I have this Tree of Life, and I got these charms, like big ones, little ones, a whole variety bag of them, because this was like our logo, I guess you would say, for my coven. And so we all picked a charm and we all made necklaces. And so now whenever we have coven meetings, we all, or any gathering that we do, we all wear our little necklace. So the Tree of Life is very special, and I can wear this to work because, it's not just witchy or, new agey, I guess is what the sacred geometry would be for coworkers and all that. So I don't know. Anyway, I miss my Flower of Life. But for my birthday coming up in March, in just a few weeks, I'm so excited. On my shoulder, I'm going to get the Flower of Life, and it's going to be in a sunflower. Like, it's going to be the core of the sunflower, like draping on my shoulder. I'm so excited. Can't wait. So I'll have my Flower of Life with me, even if I lost my necklace. And I won't be able to lose that one. So number 18, what is your familiar or spirit animal? So we know, again, I'm going to turn you around, look. I have my, hey Briggs! I have my lazy familiar Briggs. He guards my altar and infuses my sacred space with his magical essence. And he loves going and doing magic with me in the woods. He's just a very witchy guy. He's amazing. And I have my ferrets for my chaos energy when I need a little motivation. But really, like, I would say, like, my totem power animal, I've always loved pigs. Like, from the time I was 2-3 years old, I would collect pig figurines. And when I was able to have a little farm, I loved my pigs. Like, they are so special to me. But I don't know, like, if I use pig energy. But cats, like, cats have always been super special. And I know I've talked about in multiple videos, whenever I need to, if I'm having an anxiety attack or if I'm stressed or overwhelmed, I envision I'm in a garden, in a hammock, birds and butterflies all around. I've got my book and my lemonade or tea or whatever, and there's a fuzzy cat just purring at my feet, and that brings me so much peace. So cats are very, very vital to, like, my mental health, and it's really a sad situation. I'm not able to have cats in my life because of my Mastiff and my dogs and where we live and just, life. And so I have my tattoo of the cat paws on my foot that I showed you in a video before. And I really feel like cat energy is super special to me. Even though I can't have an actual cat, like, the cat spirit is very much alive and well in my life. The other day, we were coming home, y'all. Oh my gosh. Like, when we lived here, before we got the Mastiff, we had, like, stray cats everywhere. A cat had her kittens in our backyard, and it was glorious. But then my father-in-law, he doesn't like cats. My husband doesn't like cats. And so he would, like, trap them and take them away. Or, before I came along, I'm sure he did other not so humane things, but I wouldn't stand for that. So, but now we got our Mastiff, and, like, he's in the backyard, and he does not get out, but, like, he runs the neighborhood. So since he came, there are no stray cats anywhere. Nada. Zilch in the entire neighborhood. They just know not to come because he's a 150-pound beast, and his bark, like, comes from his diaphragm, and all he has to do is bark once, and you get the idea. He's the boss. He rules the roost. And so no cats. But I was coming home the other day, and this little gray tabby just comes from across my neighbor's yard and just straight to me, like almost making eye contact and meowing at me. I'm like, oh my God, I love you, come to me. And then like my dogs caught wind of it and they started barking, and like the cat wanted me, like it was calling to me, and I was like, you've got to go. This is not a safe place for you. Oh, and it was heartbreaking. And then like I came in because my husband was like, come in, you're gonna get them worked up, you know, the dogs are gonna go crazy, it's gonna be horrible, the cat's gotta go. And I'm like, I know, but it wants me and I love it and I need it. And I watched it close the screen door, and it came up on my porch, you guys, and it was still like looking at me and meowing, and oh my God, it killed my soul. And then I found out, like, looking at it, the baby was pregnant. Oh my gosh. So I hope it belongs to like a neighbor and it went home. It didn't look like a stray, like it looked fat and happy and everything. So I just sent out good vibes, and I was so thankful for that little bit of cat energy, like in real life, that even though it was just like 2 minutes, it meant the world to me. So, because I don't get to be around cats, and I love them so much. Cats. One day, I'm just believing, one day I will be able to have cats again. All right, number 19. Do you prefer to do ritual work indoors or outdoors? So, when I think of ritual and just being a witch in general, like, that classic, like, in the woods, you know, or in a clearing, and maybe a bonfire, and it's the full moon, and, you know, we're out there and we're dancing, and I could be by myself or with my coven, whatever, you know, and we're, like, doing this magic in the woods. But then, like, in real life, I live in the Bible Belt, and people would, one, think I'm crazy, and two, there's woods everywhere, and if I took fire into nature, like, I could burn nature down, like, I'm a clumsy witch. And there's just so many issues about, like, doing ritual and spellcrafting in nature. Like, I wish I lived in a more rural area and I could, like, dedicate, like, if I had a little garden or a tree even somewhere on my property would be nice, that I could use as an altar. I would so much carve out a sacred space, but I live in, like, a little neighborhood, and my neighbors are close, and I do what I can with what I have, but I feel more safe indoors so that I can be as crazy or as wild or just as witchy as I need to be without worrying about a car driving by and wondering what in the world, you know, or being out in the woods at night, you know, even in a group, it's not exactly the safest. So it is easier and more practical to do magic indoors. I dream of, like, having a back deck and, like, a privacy fence one day where I can, you know, do what I need to do. But the way my life's set up right now, it's not happening. So I bloom where I'm planted, and I'm just so thankful that I have my magical space to work with. So, although I would prefer outdoors, unfortunately, it's indoors right now, and I do prefer it to the alternative of being judged and, you know, interrupted, everything. So I can focus better inside right now. So, last question. Are you ready? Number 20. What do you use to represent the elements in your ritual work? So I told you I'd come back to that. So, although I don't really, like, call the corners and everything, I do work with nature and the elements, and I want them to infuse my magic. So like I said, I'm a Pisces, I'm a water witch. Most of my rituals really happen in the bathtub, just because I feel so empowered, and I feel inspired by water. And I don't have my big swimming pool like I used to. I used to go out at night and swim, and it was amazing, and I wish I had been a witch then. Imagine what I could have done under the moonlight. Oh my gosh. But it's the way my life is set up. So I do my rituals usually in the bath. So that's the water. And then I diffuse, like I said, the Palo Santos and different things that are the earthy scents. Patchouli is very earthy and grounding. So I incorporate like grounding oils. And I have like body oils and stuff that I use for like that, for grounding, to bring in that earth element. And then I usually light a candle, so that's fire. And then like the diffuser, like actually, you know, or incense sometimes, is the element of air. And my breath is the air. And I do a lot of like, that's how I like charm things and like send my spell out, is like breathing. And as a Christian witch, that has a lot to do with it, like the breath of life, the breath of God. You know, God breathed into Adam and all that. So to me, it incorporates, and it's a vital part of my magic. So that's how all 4 elements usually get incorporated into my magic, and it's a beautiful thing. And so that is the fun hashtag 20 questions about your practice or your craft. And it was created by Matt over at the Conjurer's Table, and I think he's fixing to change his channel name, so I don't know if he's done that yet, but I will definitely link him below. Matt, thank you so much for creating this fun hashtag. I really love these hashtags that we do, because I feel like they go a long way toward, one, helping beginners see that there's so many different ways of doing things. 2, we can learn from each other, you know, and get new ideas and new inspiration. And 3, the biggest one is these help build community. You know, like I've gotten so many followers from doing other hashtags and from my other witchy friends pages. Like, we're all part of this same like community, and we come together and we have fun and we share our magic and our inspiration, and it is a beautiful thing. So I'm thankful for all of you, and keep the hashtags going. I will do them, I will take part, and I will always give you the credit and build you up, and let's just encourage each other together. So it's a beautiful thing. So I hope you do a video response of your 20 questions about because I want to learn. I want to know about you. So blessed be. I love you. Mwah. Bye, everybody.